Right, troops. We're doing this live. I have taken so long to do this. It's kind of silly. 7 days. This was last week. So, welcome to a Twitter community god roll grading video. That's a mouthful. So last week I sent out this tweet. This was during the Destiny maintenance. I said, right, Twitter hive mind, come at me with your god rolls. We're going to get back into the content game. By the way, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe in the channel. We've got a whole bunch of new drops coming out on the 7th of December. I'll be putting out more god roll shorts. You guys might want to check those out. Anyway, you guys turn up in force. There must be about 100 plus replies. I'm not going to be able to do all of them today, in this video especially. But what I'll do is, I'll do my best. Before we do, I've got a few disclaimers. First disclaimer, when I say god roll, it's what I deem to be a god roll that's a pick up and play factor that does well in anybody's hands. For everyone else, your own personal god rolls, they still apply. They apply to you. That's fine. Like, use whatever you prefer to use. I say this all the time. Like, it's very subjective when you talk about this stuff. I'm trying to gauge what's the most pick up and play rolls for each kind of weapon, especially the ones that have been smited. Second disclaimer, you'll see in the top left there is a rough guide on how I'm going to grade the rolls. So you've got the S tier, which is your 5 out of 5 rolls. You've got the A tier, which is really strong, good at what it does, but might be missing a perk to make it that perfect roll. You've got your B tier, which is, it could be a really great roll, but the archetype or the weapon just isn't meta or really that strong compared to other options. You've got C tier, where you're maybe missing a bunch of perks. The archetype might be rubbish. It's still viable, but it could do so much better for itself. And then we've got our trash tier, which is, I would say, get rid of it, roll it again, and see if there's a better drop out there for you. So, I'm just going to scroll down. We're going to look at each person's submission. I'm going to grade it. So, enjoy, sit back, and we'll get to it. First up, so we've got this Stochastic Variable. This was submitted by Lunum. So, Stochastic Variables 900 RPM ARC SMG. This, straight off the rip, hammer forged. It's got small bore as another option there. The interesting thing about this one is it's got the third magazine perk, and that one there's phase mag. So phase mag, for those that don't know, brings the RPM down to 600 RPM, which is the precision frame archetype RPM. It bumps that range up and the impact just ever so slightly. Basically turns into a pseudo precision frame. So I'm not the biggest fan of that perk. I think 900 RPMs are great on their own. You don't really need to run the phase mag on it, although it's like I said, it's very interesting. Right there you've got Feeding Frenzy. That's literally one of the best perks in the game for reloading your weapons on kills. And then multi-kill clip there, bumping up that damage as you go. So literally you've got that perk synergy from Feeding Frenzy and multi-kill clip, and he's rocking a ranged masterwork. Now my recommendation here actually is just use high cal with hammer forged or small bore, both fantastic, and it'll be an absolute ripper in PvE. Straight off the bat, this gets the S tier approval. I think that's a fantastic roll. Definitely keep hold of that. Yeah, fantastic drop, dude. I'll hit a wee favy on that. So next up, we've got this one from Chaos. It's a shadow price. Fortunately, it's not the adept version. I also meant to put on our disclaimer, by the way. I play on PC, mouse and keyboard, so I trend towards range perks and handling perks. Don't really care about stability. So just keep that in mind when I'm grading these rolls. So Shadow Price is the Precision Auto, which can drop from Nightfalls. This one's got Arrowhead Break or Extended Barrel, Flared Mag or Extended Mag, Surplus and Unrelenting. So Unrelenting is actually one of those sleeper perks, I think. You get a few kills and you get heals, kind of like the way Suros works or One-Eyed Mask. It's actually really powerful in the right hands. I've seen people get massive killing sprees in PvP using Unrelenting. I don't really use it much. I'm one of those guys that shards it straight away. But looking at this one, Arrowhead Breaks great for that recoil direction, assuming you play on controller. For mouse and keyboard there, you won't really need it because the recoil pattern's really vertical on the Shadow Price. Surplus, fantastic perk, but Shower Price can roll with Feeding Frenzy or Overflow, which I would rate way higher than Surplus. So that's kind of a missed opportunity. Handling Masterwork, you can't really go wrong with that for PvE at least, or Reload would be another option. I'm afraid this one's going to sit in the B tier. I think you could do so much better, dude, with that drop. So happy hunting, getting those gems. Even more so, try and get yourself in a depth version. Okay, next up. Okay, so we've got a comparison here. We've got 2 palindromes from N-Freak. So we've got palindrome number 1. It's got extended barrel, ricochet, quick draw, rangefinder with a range masterwork. I'll assume this is for PvP. Palindrome's absolutely nuts in PvP. And we've got arrowhead break, ricochet, killing wind, and rangefinder. Wow. So I wasn't really good at a comparison, but this is a really fun one to look at. A good friend of mine pointed out that extended barrel brings that recoil direction close to 100, which is always nice, of course. Ricochet rounds, fantastic perk for hand cannons especially. Quick draw, rangefinder. This is like the highly sought after PvP role. By comparison, this one's got killing wind, which I think is just as good as quick draw. You're going to get that increased range and movement speed on kills. This one's got arrowhead break, and again, it brings that recoil direction up to 98, which is near damn perfect on that roll. Personally, I would go for this roll, the killing wind roll, because you can go on some mad sprees with killing wind. The range is insane. But dude, these are both S tier. Like straight up, people will be grinding for hours for these drops. So GG's. I would give them both a spin and just see what feels better. I can't imagine there would be much in it though. I just noticed the range stat in this one. It's got more range consistently, but the killing wind, once killing wind's proc tier, you're in the same sort of territory. Next up, we've got this one from Azeroth. So the Fool's Remedy. This is the Suros Rapid Fire frame from Iron Banner. I think this thing absolutely melts in the right hands. Unfortunately, I won't be able to tell those sights straight off the rip. So looking at the Fool's Remedy, for me, I always go for the tactical sights on sidearms. It just gives you the most bang for your buck on the sights. Ricochet, can't go wrong with that. Extra stability and range, can't say fair on that. Moving target, so the sidearms do actually get that bump and aim assist from their sights, and they're really accurate, especially in the air and whatnot. But moving target, definitely, as soon as you ADS, you're going to have even more aim assist. You're probably not going to miss. I'm not the biggest sidearm guy. I've been warming up to them in PvE a bit more recently, but for this one, moving target sounds good. If it feels good for dueling, then fantastic. Rangefinder, again, sidearms are in their own little range as it is. I don't feel like rangefinder's the play. I would always look for maybe like a damaging perk. I'm pretty sure this can roll kill clip as well, which is what I would prefer to ramp up even more kills once you get that initial kill. Range masterwork, totally fair. I would probably go for handling on this bad boy, just so you can whip it out for a cleanup kill. So I'm going to put this in the A tier. So a solid roll. Again, I wish I knew what the sights were. There's not really much I can tell looking at those. So it looks like a fantastic roll, dude. Nice. So we've got Zeronium next, and this is a Shire's Wrath. So this one's got Harmony, Killing Wind on it, Flared Mag, Hammer Forged, and it's also got a Pended Mag. It's also got Small Bore plus a Range Masterwork. So Shire's Wrath is the Precision SMG from Trials, and honestly, the amount of range you can get on it is ridiculous. Like borderline or pretty much on the doorstep of auto rifle range, except it's an SMG. For this one, Harmony. So I spoke about this roll. I'm not the biggest fan of Harmony. I think it feels really weak on some weapons. I do love how it gives you that damage boost, kind of like how Master of Arms did on the good old Recluse. Rest in pieces. I think this will be really good, especially in PvP. If you're getting a shotgun kill, swapping to it, and then you're going in on someone with Harmony proc, you can absolutely melt their face off. I really wanted to like this for PvE, but it's definitely through and through a PvP SMG in my eyes. I'm going to give it an A+. You've got an amazing range stat. I think instead of flared, well, I'd probably say flared mag, yeah, instead of penny bag. Not worth the extra couple of rounds when you can just reload so much faster. But yeah, gets a big A, maybe an A+ if there was such a tier. Thanks for submitting that, Zeronium. So we've got this one here from Hot Dog Steven. We've got a Summoner. It's like, wow, the Summoner hasn't even dropped in ages, so if people are holding on to these, then good on you. This one's got Small Bore or Chambered Compensator. It's got High Cal or Appended Mag, Dynamic Sway, Rampage with a Stability Masterwork. It's an interesting one. There is definitely perks in Dynamic Sway, although if you're using it in PvP, this can be an absolute dueling machine, because Dynamic Sway will just give you that insane stability towards the end of the mag. High Cal, I love High Cal for the flinch factor in PvP, so you're going to annoy some people with this for sure. Small bore, fantastic. I would even try out chamber just for the recoil direction, because it has got a nasty recoil direction. Either that or stick a counterbalance mod on it, dude. It would come out so much better. Rampage, once you get this thing going, then definitely start to melt people's faces even more. But until you get a consistency with it, then might not do what you're wanting it to do. For that reason, I'm going to give it an A. It's a very strong weapon, especially when we had 600 RPMs buffed to absolute madness a few months ago, or a few seasons ago, should I say. But yeah, A+ for this. No, not A+. No. I'm putting my foot down. It's going to be an A and an A tier. Really good roll, man. And thank you for submitting. So next up, we've got Matt Goes Buck. He's shown off his Peace Bond. This is the Iron Banner Stasis Sidearm. It's the adaptive frame archetype. So his has got small bore or hammer forged, accurized, tunnel vision. Oh, I want to double check that perk. Is that heating up? So I do have Gunsmith open. This is my go-to to decide on perks. Yeah, it was tunnel vision. So that's extra aim assist, accuracy, and area after a kill. Was that the reload one? Yeah, it's the reload, so it's got reactive reload factor to it. And headstone. I mean, you need to decide what you're going to use this for. I mean, if it's going to be for dueling and PvP, I think headstones kind of isn't really a PvP perk. I would probably go for Peace Bond. I would probably go for Iron Reach or Demolitionist in PvP. Get those grenades off faster. Again, those sidearms are kind of rough. Not my expertise. I actually was looking for a kill and wind. Well, surrounded for PvE. Like, surrounded is one of my favorite perks in PvE. I would definitely roll that again. It's going to go in the B tier for now. It's a really cool sidearm. It's a great dueling weapon. I just don't think those perks tie up that well. But again, if you enjoy that sidearm, fantastic, my man. So we got this one from Captain A98. It's the Frozen Orbit. These are so hard to come by now, the way Crucible drops are, and even to get a roll that you're looking for. So this one's got chambered or hammer forged, accurized or appended, kill and wind and snapshot with a ranged masterwork. And you can see that range stat is off the chart, which is great because that's going to give you all that stickiness in PvP, especially. I'd actually try chamber compensator, and like honestly, your range stats are already sky high. You're probably like doing yourself out of stats there. So yeah, I would try chamber compensator. Me personally, for a Frozen Orbit especially, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm looking at it, I'm going, yeah, I would go moving target or kill and wind, and I would probably go opening shot, to be honest. That increased precision, damage and accuracy is so much better for snipers than snapshot in some cases. But again, that's probably blasphemy to some people. People are going to tell me, oh, snapshot's the play, pigeon. I'd be like, nah. Opening shot, please. Again, this is kind of where Bungie's went with the perks in these weapons. So many putting certain perks that used to be in separate columns and different columns. We used to have those snapshot opening shot snipers before. I'm going to give it a B+. But that's just my personal preference speaking there. So thanks very much for submitting. This one's from Reaperson. So Messenger can roll with Desperado, but Headseeker's kind of like that second place perk, like that's okay, hitting body shots and then getting your burst onto head. Now I can't remember the damage numbers for that. Don't know how forgiving it is to body someone with the Messenger and then eventually like climb towards the head. I totally would rate Desperado with that, to be honest. Still really good perks though. Small bore, ricochet for that stability, rapid hit, which is insanity levels with the stability and stuff. You get more shots. Headseeker is kind of asking you to shoot body shots though, so it loses a bit of synergy with that. I see you've got the counterbalance mod on as well. Good choice, by the way. I'm going to put this in the A tier. If this had Desperado, it would have been triple S tier, just for the absolute insanity that Desperado is. But still a really interesting role to look at. And I mean, if it does well by you, that's absolutely fantastic. So we've got Juggalo Spider with a non-hunger that's got Rampage or multi-kill clip, Subsistence. It's got drop mag, and it's got small bore or polygonal rifling. Now this is quite interesting because since the current season, drop mag received a sort of change because we've got infinite primary ammo. It reduces the mag size substantially. I mean, where's the magazine? He's using a backup mag to counter that. That's actually clever. Subsistence and then drop mag. So honestly, if you're going to use it like that, that's a fantastic way. Drop mag still, if you've got subsistence, you're kind of trying to gear away from reloading because of the subsistence proccing. Rampage, I would stick with Rampage in this, absolutely. I personally managed to nab, for those that played Season of Arrivals, was when Sunsetting started to take its ugly toll. But we had the curated role that dropped from the activity at the time, which had Overflow and Rampage. So if you've got one of those sitting in your vault, that's the play. But Subsistence is just as deadly. We're going to put it A+ again. I think it's a fantastic role. Okay, we've got this one from Ashley Christie. So this is the Vulpecula Stasis Hand Cannon. Got Floaty Barrel for that increase in handling, Accurized rounds, Outlaw Explosive Payload. So this could be a flinch machine. 180s are still in a really terrible place, unfortunately, but this rolls really strong for like PvE or PvP. Explosive Payload giving you that wee bit extra damage, Outlaw for the reload speed. Honestly, it's hard to say because of the archetype. I think it's been using it in PvE actually. Look at that counter. I'm going to put this in B+. The archetype just lets it down so much, and I think you're going to have better perk than that. You can get damage perks like multi-kill clip. You can get the headstone perk for PvE, and it's absolutely amazing. Definitely pair those with Outlaw, and you've got yourself a nice wee hand cannon. Here we go. We'll do this one for Hot Dog Steven. This is one of my favorite weapons in the game, actually, and it's like an essential PvE weapon to have. So this is the Succession, which drops from the Deepstone Crypt Raid. It's an aggressive kinetic sniper, and it's got the Reconstruction perk, which is unique to Deepstone Crypt. Absolutely amazing perk. It reloads your weapon over time, overflows the magazine as well, which is insanity. Right here, Accurized or steady rounds, and that's pretty good. I would look for a mag perk like Appended Mag or Tactical Mag. As far as I know, Tactical Mag gets that up to the 4, and then you can have yourself a really large magazine. That's paired with Vorpal Weapon. So for those that were around when we had the Anti-Barrier Sniper Champion mod, this sniper was king for all the Grandmaster Nightfalls, just because it was always ready. It did that extra damage to champions, and you had the anti-barrier effect. Absolute amazing. This is S tier still. You could definitely do with a mag perk if you were ever to chase a better one. But honestly, S tier, dude. Thanks for submitting. We've got Deviator showing off the commemoration. So this is also from the Deepstone Crypt Raid. This was the adaptive LMG, Void LMG from that raid that kind of sort of replaced the Hammerhead from the Black Armory days. Had some similar perks. This one's got the Reconstruction perk. Absolutely insane. Got Rampage. So LMGs are kind of your ad clear heavy weapon. Going to ramp up that damage. Every kill you get, you're going to have an overflowed mag. That synergy is amazing. You've got Tactical Mag, which bumps the mag up just that little bit more. I highly rate Floated Barrel as well, just for that handling boost. Small bore's not too bad either. And a range masterwork. I mean, I would probably look for a reload masterwork in this, or a handling masterwork, but the range is definitely nice. Like, you're going to have experience less drop off if you're doing range targets. So that's a fantastic roll, Deviator. I'm going to put that in the S tier, man. I don't use that. I think there's better LMGs in the game now, but that on its own is still a fantastic option. Got Cardboard Arm Man stepping up for Carbodia. He's shown off his Steady Hand, and you know, he's got the kills to boot. Steady Hand's the Iron Banner hand cannon, 120 RPM. His is rolled with Snapshot, Slide Shot. It's got Ricochet and Fast Draw with a Stability Masterwork. Quite an interesting roll. Slide Shot's actually amazing. I've really started to warm up to Slide Shot on hand cannons. Increases your range, it fills up your magazine with a few rounds. You can kind of slide around the map and you're always ready. Snapshot, it's a 120, so its handling's already pretty dismal, so that snapshot's going to feel really nice on it. The only other perk I would take over Slide Shot would be Quick Draw, because I actually have one in my vault. It's got Quick Draw, Snapshot, it's got Ricochet, which is fantastic. It's got that range and stability with it, and Fast Draw as well, which is going to give that extra handling. I'm going to put this in A+. I think it's completely outclassed by the True Prophecy hand cannon. Still an amazing roll, and honestly, if you enjoy that hand cannon, dude, then here's to you, man. So here we go. This was one I actually did a video on. I did a short video on. I'll even link that up there, down there. It's one of my favorite things to have chased this season so far, and that's the Izumi. Was this season? It was last season. They're starting blending into one. It was last season. Fantastic roll. This got triple tap Vorpal. Amazing. It's got Appended Mag, so it brings that magazine up. And a backup mag here, so it goes up to the 7 rounds, which is totally fine. I end up using boss spec for this. I don't know. Again, it's one of those things. Is it burst damage? Is it sustained damage? You would swap your mods about for that. But this is the roll. I would probably look for Arrowhead Break if you're going to improve it. Arrowhead Break gives you that recoil direction, which makes it easier to hit your triple tap shots, which gives you your ammo refunds. But honestly, this is going to go... I'm going to give it A+. I think Arrowhead Breaks just is the deal breaker when you're going for these kind of rolls. Mini Whisper the Worm, as I like to call it. A+ for this one. Floaty Barrel is actually really good for the handling. You're swapping to it, you're doing damage, you're swapping away and whatnot. A++. We'll go A++. Thank you very much for submitting. We'll do one more, and what I'll do is we'll do a second part to this video, maybe even a third part. There's a lot of submissions here that we're going to get through. So if you made it this far, thanks very much for checking out. Be sure to check out the next one, and we'll pick up where we left off. This is from Revenant. He's got several weapons to look at. Oh, wow. Let's grade them all then, and that'll be a nice fell swoop there. This one's for you, Rev. So we've got the Fatebringer Time Lost. Now, a lot of people have been ranting raving about Eye of the Storm for PvP. It's like the ultimate dueling perk. Brings up that aim assist and accuracy, as far as I know. When you're weak, when you're weakened, can really help you win your duels and whatnot in PvP. So if this is a PvP role, then absolutely. Not to mention, if you were to swap to Firefly, you've got yourself a fantastic max range PvE Fatebringer. That's the beauty of those time loss weapons, those curated perk. So yeah, S tier straight off the rip. For PvP, I prefer opening shot with explosive payload, but that's a fantastic roll, dude. And I've seen these in action, by the way. Rev's a good friend. So he's got Servant Leader here. He's got Arrowhead Break, Accurize, Rapid Hit, Kill Clip with the Handling Masterwork. So if you guys remember Season of the Undying, we had the sort of pseudo pinnacle weapon, the Randy's throw knife. This is the closest thing we've had to it since Randy's throw knife got sunset, and it can do some work once you get Kill Clip going. Those two perks synergize perfectly. It's full auto as it is because it's a rapid fire frame, so I rate this very highly. That's going to be S tier as well, dude. You're spoiling us with the S tier rolls. These are insane. This is the Darkest Before from the Prophecy Dungeon. It's a rapid fire pulse, art damage type. It's look at it. It's got Arrowhead Break for that recoil direction. It's got high cal. Pulse rifles and high cal is like best combination ever. Got overflow there. This magazine can go up to stupid amounts, by the way, like 70 plus in the mag. Is it in the mag? You overflow the mag, is it all in there? Yeah, it must be. With Rampage there, that's going to give you more rounds to proc up Rampage times 3. And you're going to go on sprees, especially for PvE. This is an absolute insane roll. I actually have one very similar in my vault. It rolled armor piercing, but not high cal. So whether I chase another one, I don't know. We'll soon see. I'm putting that in S tier as well, dude. This is actually one of the best rapid fire pulses in the game just now. If you liked your, what was it, the Dragon's Breath or something from Destiny 1? This is up there. And here's the last one. This is Shepherd's Watch. This one's got Fire in Line, Under Pressure. It's got Appended Mag and Arrowhead Break. Now, remember what I said earlier on the Uzumi? Arrowhead Break for these snipers is amazing. Fire in Line is your highest DPS perk. 30% damage boost with 2 teammates close by. It's a hard sell though, not gonna lie. There is stronger snipers in this. And Under Pressure, I mean, for PvE, I'm not sold on it. I think the perk I would go for would be Lead for Gold. So you've always got good ammo uptime, but I'm sure Rev's probably got a reason to use that. But I'm still going to put it in the A tier. I think Lead from Gold tier would be in the play, but still a really strong PvE sniper. Thanks for submitting. So we've made it this far, and that's been quite a lot of recording. So okay guys, so that was the end of the first video grading you guys god rolls from that mega Twitter thread. What I'll do is I'll link that thread down below. What I'd like for you guys to do is leave us a comment, tell me what you think of those grades that I give all the weapons. I will be doing another video to follow up. There's so many submissions. It's going to be an ongoing thing, but thanks for checking it out. Be sure to come check us out on Twitch. We stream daily at twitch.tv/pigeon. You can come check us out there for the schedule. There'll be links to the Discord below and my Twitter page, which I'd appreciate some follows on. Peace, and I'll catch you soon.